What's up, everybody? Let's start this great live stream. Long time no see. In today's live stream, I'm going to be talking about the new ways to learn any language. That's the first thing. And second thing, I'm going to be answering your questions. So, there are a lot of things that changed and a lot of things that didn't change when it comes to learning a foreign language. Some people are going to be screaming that it's pre recorded some stuff or that I am AI. So you can just send your messages here. I'm going to be answering the questions. Anyways, so first of all, why would you even learn a foreign language? There are so many people that oppose the this kind of desire and goal to learn a foreign language. So why would you learn a foreign language? Because so many people say, well, you'll just get chip in your brain, and there are so many translators now. You can just translate online. I mean, in real time. You can just pull out your phone and translate in real time. But this is like, imagine that you need to date somebody in the foreign language, and you need to date them through some kind of app, translation app. You know, like Nelson Mandela said, when you speak the person that the language, the language of the person, their native tongue, that goes to their heart. That's a very simple way of putting it, but in after speaking mostly foreign languages for the past 10 plus years, actually, let me be clear here, for the past 8 years, I've been speaking mostly foreign languages. The reason why is because I moved abroad when I was 23 years old, and it's been a very long time. And so basically, I've been speaking only foreign languages since 2016, presuming only foreign languages. When I went to China, I mostly was speaking Chinese and a little bit of English. Then in Korea, I've been living for 5 years. I've been speaking mostly only Korean. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that what I learned after those years is the thing that probably not many people will share. Same words have different meanings in different languages. So if you just say some sentence, just like a normal sentence in, let's say, in English, then you translate that sentence pretty well to Korean, that sentence can be offending people, not because not because it originally has some kind of bad meaning, but because if you say this kind of thing in this kind of culture, first of all, it can be misunderstood. Second of all, there are some things, like for example, in Korea, you cannot just point the finger at somebody, you know. But in China, I noticed that they kind of point fingers. There are a lot of things. There are like gestures, body language, tone of voice. There are some things that you can offend people without knowing it. And when trying to talk to somebody through a so-called translator, you miss out a lot of things, a lot of cultural aspects, and you don't really connect with the person. So you can kind of translate the meaning, but you cannot translate the feeling, if that makes sense. So, and somebody would say, like, what if somebody inputs a chip into your brain and you'll be like limitless, right? Don't you want to be a baseline cool? Basically, don't you want to be reaching your own potential and then maybe helping yourself with some kind of technological improvements in the future, you know? And also, a lot of people they say, like, why do you learn foreign language now? You don't have to learn foreign language because of this and this and this and AI and stuff. First time I heard this was when I was in Hagundai in China. Some Russian guy just told me, like, why are you learning Korean? I was learning Korean at the time. I wasn't fluent in Korean. I was just learning it. And he said, why are you learning those languages? I'm like, but dude, I was like, you can use the same argument and say that soon we'll have flying cars, and it does not make sense to, why would you get a license, why would you drive a car if you have flying cars? Like, what's the answer here? Like, it's a very simple question, right? Well, the answer is that it's because I want to drive right now, right? That's the simplest answer. So guys, you can send your comments and questions. I'm going to get to them, so don't think that I'm going to be just doing this speech here. So what I'm trying to say here is that you want to use languages right now, right? You want to connect with people right now. You want to improve your dating life, your social life, your status, your social status. You know, a lot of people, they Even iPhone is a status symbol, you know. um Expensive watch, expensive car, it's materialistic things. It's not that it's necessarily bad. It's that it helps you to connect with people. From, like, if you want to connect with somebody and network with somebody, this kind of sometimes opens doors, right? People start respecting you, or just at least paying attention to you, you know. This blue check mark on Instagram, I just got it recently. I'm under, I'm I don't remember how many followers, like 800,000 followers on Instagram. I got this blue check mark. And the reason why is because initially I wanted to for support. I just had some issues with my account. But then later on I realized that if I send a DM with this blue check mark, it goes right into the inbox of the person that I send it to, and they're more likely to see it, and it's not in the requests. So this kind of status symbol, it gives you kind of access, right? So if I'm talking about status, I'm not talking about ego or thinking of how cool I am. I'm talking about access. I've always wanted to date Korean women, Korean girls, and I knew that if I would speak English, I started with English. I started dating in English. I knew that it wouldn't connect. You know, I wouldn't be able to choose, and I wouldn't be able to get the status, right? And the status would be the access to certain people. So this is what I'm trying to say here is that if you want to learn a foreign language, view it as a status tool, and status means access. And don't wait for AI or somebody and something, some kind of enhancement tool to give you access. I don't think it will, honestly, on the level that you think, right? So it's like doing this through the filter. That makes sense, right? So you're looking at me right now through the screen, and you think that I'm this kind of person, and like, you look at my video, you watch my videos, you think, oh, Victor is an extrovert. Nobody knows I'm actually an introvert. I'm more of an introvert. I don't do a lot of small talks. Sometimes I do, sometimes, but mostly I don't. So a lot of people think of me, they don't know the person that I am. They just see me through the screen, right? And the reason why is because, but there are some people, there are some clients that took my program. They came to Korea. They met me in person, like David. He became my business partner. We were doing the Victory AI app. Like Felix, for example. We went out a couple times, shoot videos. So they know me. They saw how I actually do things, how I shoot videos, how I talk, what I do and stuff, and they can see me without the filter, right? So if you want to get rid of the filter, if you want to get the access to the things that you want to get access to, you have to step up and you have to just do something for it, right? So this is not only because of the foreign language. I'm not trying to be like smart here. I'm just trying to say that in the case of a foreign language, which I consider myself to be on the 30, and just because I put in so many years, mostly than, like, most years than most people on the planet do, I had to do so. I kind of had no choice. But the thing is that since I put in so many years, I can tell you 100% that it gives you a lot of access. Even if you learn just one foreign language, it gives you so much freedom. For example, if you live in the US, like, you can even do text optimization. You can move parts of your business or your properties abroad, or you can register there, you can travel there, you can I mean, there are so many things you can do. Basically, it's diversification of everything. It's diversification of yourself, your personality, your financial things, your relationships, your life, right? So I go to China, I feel like home. First time in 6 years, people are like, dude, you've been out for 6 years, but you speak Chinese so well. I'm like, because I kind of was learning for the past year, just a little bit, to keep myself fresh. So let me just go through questions here. I hope this is informative. When they come into India, that we would love to see you there. Um, so what are the what are the great places in India? I'm kind of curious because my mom actually went to a famous mountain. She went to like a lot of great places there. It's very controversial. Like, there are like dirty places, there are like cool places. So I'm kind of curious, what's the best place? Talking is a skill. Apps can only do so much, not human interaction. 100%. But you can also train with apps. This is what we do, right? Victory AI, try it out. Try AI apps to practice speaking. Then, if you go out and speak to people, then you're not freezing as much. You speak Chinese perfectly in Korean and English and Russian and Japanese. I'm still working Japanese, not fluent Japanese yet, but thank you. You know, I want to make it very clear in my live streams and everywhere that I'm not fluent in Japanese. I'm fluent in four languages, but I'm not fluent in still learning, but still learning all of them, including my own Russian, native tongue Russian. But what I'm trying to say, just a little bit less for Russian, but more for foreign languages. There are a lot of English words I don't know. So, and what I'm trying to say, Japanese, I'm not fluent. I'm conversational. But basically, if you want to say what's conversational, it's intermediate level, basically, even lower intermediate or middle intermediate, something like this. So I'm learning JLPTM 3. There are a lot of gaps. Sorry, not gaps, pauses I took. But one thing I want to say here is that because some people they start learning a language and they just say, let's say they're actually fluent in like two languages, but then they learn like two more languages, and so they say I'm fluent in four languages. They just like throw it in. I'm like, dude, you're not. There's a person they speak fluent Chinese and Japanese, and they are just zero in Korean, but they say I'm fluent in like three languages. I'm like, you're not. They just lose credibility. I don't want to lose credibility in front of you, so I'm keeping it very real, and I'm not perfect in any language. People are like, dude, don't doesn't he have an accent when he speaks Chinese? Doesn't he have an accent? Dude, I have accent in all language. I can't pronounce R in Russian. I cannot say raketa, rocket in Russian. So even my own native tongue included, I'm not perfect, right? What do you want from me? Do you want me to be perfect in Chinese? No. Like there are people who title their videos speaking perfect Chinese. Their Chinese is less perfect than mine, I think. But when they title videos like this, it's a for people who know it's a loss of credibility. For people who don't know, it's just a lot of clicks and views. But I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like this feeling when you just say one thing and then you're another on the inside. So I'm much better than most people, but I'm not perfect. I'm very far from. I have a lot of mistakes. I have a lot of mispronunciations. So just to let you know, but I'm very good. I'm very good. But I'm also there are a lot of things I don't know, and I'm still learning. That's the thing, including my own native tongue. I cannot pronounce the letter like in certain sounds, not in all sounds. I can say "привет" like "привет" like hello in Russian without accent. But if I say "ракета," I have to like there is R. I pronounce it here, but it should be here. I should say "ракета," but it's a little bit awkward. Okay, so let me just look at your messages here. Big fan, bro. Thank you. Okay, so love your videos. Thank you so much. Bonjour. I'm jealous. I'm Chinese, but I don't speak Chinese or Cantonese, but I have learning disability. English, my first language. Well, if you speak English, you can learn Chinese, man. Even if you have learning disability. I have people with very severe symptoms. And I saw a lot of I saw 6-year-olds learning. You can do much more than you think. I'm not sure what it is that you have, but try to find the way. Ciao from Italy. I follow you. You're very good. Thank you so much. Okay, so hello from India. Learn Japanese. You're an inspiration. Thank you so much. Yeah, Japanese is a great language. I just went to Japan, like Hokkaido Island. It's really good. Большой респект за твой труд. Спасибо. You're the best in language. Thank you so much. When is the best time to start output? So it's a quite it's. Did you come from Med versus Japan? So yeah, there are people that are like input output, like input school output school. So if you put me in some kind of school, Matt versus Japan, so he is an input school. I'm an output school. So basically, I'm a little bit. There are a lot of things. It depends on what you want, what kind of tactic, and what's your goal, right? So so people like, for example, Matt, who learned Japanese on such a great level, on native like level. So he spent, I think, 20 years watching anime and content for 3, 4, 5 hours a day. And it was his hobby. It was like the part of his life, right? But there are people like me who are a little bit more analytical. And I did that with English. I did a lot of like input with English without a lot of output. And then my output just came through. But without thinking, and you can still see that I have an accent, right? So Um, I don't know, because I didn't work on my pronunciation for English as much as Matt, for example, worked on his pronunciation for Japanese. But one thing I want to say is that it depends on what you want. For example, if you want above average, I do think that I have above average pronunciation in any every language. I think so, maybe except for Japanese, but I do think that I'm better than, for example, a lot of English learners from Russia. Although I have a very some people say I have a strong accent, Russian accent in English. Some people say I don't have a. I have never been to any English speaking country. So, for example, if I go to the US, probably my accent would a little bit disappear, just a little bit. But if you want to have an above average pronunciation, have fluency in multiple languages, I think that my method is better because it does not require you to sit there and just like to watch content for hours and to mine a lot of words from that content. My method is like you take you take the best textbooks and you study them for months and for like half a year, and then as you focus on textbooks for like the first time, and then for the second period of time, for the second half a year, you just do crazy social learning. But also you do social learning for the whole period of time, basically for the first half a year too, but you just do it less. Was social learning, I mean practicing the language, what you say by saying the word output. If you want to do it like Matt versus Japan, I would you can immerse in the language and follow by his method, right? And do the output when you're ready to do it, when he recommends to do it with the perfect. So it depends on your goal. So it's I'm answering the question from Cat All. It depends on your goal, man. So what do you want? What do you want to become? Do you want to become fluent with very good pronunciation? People compliment you on, but you're not precisely native in the language. I would say my method is probably better, right? I honestly didn't see better than the reason why I'm talking about my method. It's because I haven't seen anybody saying, "Hey, you can just take textbooks and finish them and say and study with a teacher." Um, so that's why, right? But my method is like a mix of a lot of things that I learned. So this is what I say my method is, right? So, but it's like you build your my method is built on the shoulders of giants, right? I didn't reinvent the bicycle, right? I wasn't the one inventing the tech. Textbook is created. The good textbook is created by the team of scientists and linguists and professionals, right, and teachers. So I'm not the one that created this kind of textbook, so I cannot say it's like 100% everything here is my method. I'm just saying this is what I created, like as a method, but this is created on the shoulders of giants, people who are like a lot of people who worked on textbooks and methods and this scientific research and how the brain works and stuff. Okay, so I'm answering one comment for like 30 minutes here. Let me just move to the next one. Um, if you see message say Ryan's the best. Hello, sir. I'm learning English, Mandarin, Nihongo. I would focus on one language, man. I would focus on one language. Does this apply the same to Arabic? I'm not sure what exactly, but for like if you're talking about the input and output, it depends. If you learn Arabic, if you want to learn it like just Arabic only and with the perfect pronunciation, nobody knows your accent, probably follow some other school. If you want to start speaking, get fluent as quickly as possible with maybe a little bit accent, but pretty good pronunciation, start output as quickly as you can. From day one, this is my answer, guys. Like if you ask me how I do it, day one, basically. If you ask somebody else, then basically follow by their book. But there are a lot of people who say don't do it for from day one. Not a lot, but just some credible people. You should learn Arabic. I haven't found the motivation yet, unfortunately. Probably if I visit some kind of country which speaks Arabic, I would be motivated. I'm more motivated to learn Tagalog now. The reason why is because I go to Philippines every year, a couple times a year at least, and I just want to know what people talk about. Um, my background so nice. Yeah, thank you. My background was improving year after year of being in Korea. You guys, probably for some of you, you haven't seen my first live streams in Korea. It's like such a journey, man. I was like in a tiny room, like like this place like Koshiwon, like a very tiny room with the toilet and the bed and table. It's like a very small room, and I even managed to do live streams even there. Um, Somebody says, "Why don't you have a free version of the app?" I have a free trial. The reason why we don't have a free version is because it costs to do voice input and output, right? Voice input and output for AI is expensive. Um, Thank you for your content. Learning English and Chinese. Where are you from? I'm from Vladivostok. My hometown is Vladivostok. It's pretty close to all three countries that I'm interested in. It's Korea, China, Japan. How long does it take you become conversational in new language? Depends on the method and how many hours you put in. If you put in 2 hours a day, you can become conversational in 3 months. 1 hour a day is also enough. Depends on also like people ask me for the like it depends, right? I noticed that but I was doing a lot of one-on-one coaching back in the day, teaching people Chinese and Korean. I noticed that bilingual people, they're lazy as hell, but they learn the fastest. But they're just lazy. I noticed that a lot of people are lazy, man. I noticed that people with the best capabilities to learn, they are the laziest. Um, you haven't replied to my comment in previous vids. I don't really know which comment. I stopped replying to comments as much because sometimes there are just a lot of comments. It takes a lot of time. But sometimes it's also you see some hate and you just don't want to waste your day on just like seeing this. So basically, I just look at comments sometimes. Stop replying, but I can reply here. Um, Ты молодец, у нас в Германии большинство немцы, русские тоже произносить не могут. Uh, yeah, it's. I guess there's like I won't say it's a disability, but it's something from birth. I was talking about your app. I even made a review about it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Um, Also, what do you do for a living to be able to afford this apartment? Um, well, I've been doing a lot of things recently, right? So one of the things that you heard of is an app, right? This is it doesn't bring us a lot of profit, but it brings us enough of the profit so we can proceed doing this. Um, so it's one of the things that I've been doing. Your English is great. Love from Australia. Hello, Victor. But when I came to Korea, I was working in Korean companies for 2 years, and then I just basically started my own business while working at a company. I worked at a company, and then I would come home and I would just edit videos and create some stuff and coach people. And basically, this is where it kind of started from. Your English is great. Love from Australia. Thank you so much. Um, there is a textbook for Arabic. It's not a specialty for. Yeah, you need to find the textbooks that really good for you. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Um, Когда могу говорить, more Japanese videos. Yeah, Japanese videos are not easy to shoot because Japanese. If you go to Japanese people are very sensitive about shooting videos. I remember I did a video in a hotel. I think it's called Sakura Hotel in Osaka. Maybe it's Sakura. Maybe it's not. I think it's not Sakura. Not Sakura. No, no, no. Some other hotel, but it's pretty. Dude, I just did a segment. I wasn't doing anything bad. There's so much hate. Hotel contacted me, and they're like, delete this video. It took it. I was just asking, can I do early check-in? The reason why I was doing this video is because I was like, guys, I'm speaking Japanese. I'm doing check-in in the hotel in Japanese. This was the only freaking thing I wanted to show. And people are like, "You are so disrespectful. You're shooting video without the permission." I'm like, dude, oh my god, dude. Yeah, but I didn't do anything bad. A long time no stream. Which language had the highest return on investment for a personal career? Probably right. I don't even know. I would say, recently, if you're subscribed to my email, by the way, just quick shout out to my email list, right? I send those value emails very like a lot just to value emails, right? Like about my life and everything. Go to victortalking.com and grab a free PDF, free course, and subscribe from email. I send promotions too. You can ignore promotions if you want, or you can like read the promotions or whatever you want to do with them, or buy the product. Some a lot of people probably, but I haven't launched a new video course for like years already. But um, I started sending a lot of value emails, basically value packs, just to let you know. And one of the value emails I did send, it was about the fact that Chinese kind of changed. I went to China and I realized how China just people people are like, why do you call China like a free country? Like it feels free. It feels. I'm not talking about the government and the party, but when you go to China, you just have this freedom of self expression. You can do anything. You can do like you can scream. You can open your phone, watch some movie like in the restaurant while eating. You can do anything basically, right? So this is kind of the freedom that I'm talking about. You can talk loud. You can do anything, and also Chinese people are very positive. They all compliment on your Chinese if you're just confident speaking, and they just appreciate you speaking. And this is this the fact that I lived in China for 3 years and that I learned this very difficult language. It gave me confidence to do a lot of things in life. So I think Korea is not a very good environment for building self confidence. I like Korea. I chose to live here and build my life here. And but the reason why I wouldn't recommend Korea for self growth uh, is like I would recommend China for just like finding yourself is because it's just a different vibe. So that's why I would say Chinese. Because once I learned Chinese, I started believing in myself. You know, Koreans like Korean is a good language, but it's I feel like it comes to me. I think I think Chinese is also very difficult, but I felt always felt like I struggled with Korean more than Chinese. It's just a personal experience. But Chinese gives you confidence. Korean gives you like vibes like you have to be perfect. you know, you have to be perfect in something. You have to be perfect in dressing and how you like. You cannot joke this. You cannot joke that. You know. Um, Actually, I've seen your first live stream. The improvement is insane. Oh, you saw? So I had the whiteboard behind me, right? Like a very like small like whiteboard, and just the previous live streams like when I say the first live stream, one of the first ones, it was from let's say 5 years ago. Not the first, it wasn't the first one, but I came to Korea. I kind of started from nothing, if that makes sense. You know, like I worked at a Korean company, and I was living there renting like a very small room, and it was it was very uncomfortable living there. It was really like starting from the bottom, guys. Like the story where you like the guy just goes to the country and like and finds himself. This was the story for me, man. It was burning the bridges. I took $1,500 and I went to two job fairs in Seoul and I found this one job, only one job. My Korean was really bad. I mean, it was okay for conversational one, but like for company interviews, it was like extremely bad. And but I was still like I was learning fast, so I was kind of it was good to at least do something, right? So I'm very proud because I never lived in Korea prior to that, so it was already good level, but not for job interviews. But so I found one job and I started working there. It was hell, dude. It was the worst experience of my whole life. The company sued me for that for something I didn't even do. I was doing marketing. I was doing marketing work. Then I quit the job. They didn't want me to quit. And then they sued me for mismanaging their taxes. Dude, what the hell is that? For $20,000. Something I didn't do. So I didn't even have money to find a lawyer. Then I got help and we found a free lawyer. We paid just a little bit. He helped, and he all like they just canceled the case because they hoped that I wouldn't find a lawyer. You know, they hoped that I would leave the country. This was my first year in Korea, getting sued, dude. This is how I learned Korean. Like going through the documents, like reading, like all the like. They were like, "How did you learn the language?" I'm like, "Hmm." First day, I came to Korea, started working only in Korean day one. worked for about 8 months, then got sued, then found another company. It's like, dude, this is crazy. Actually, I myself went through so many interviews with Korean companies because of those job fairs. I went through in total three job fairs, I think in total three, yeah. And I had interviews maybe with 30 companies in Korean. This is insane. Even Korean people don't have that many interviews. It's insane. I got a lot of learning here in Korea, guys. There are a lot of things I can say in Korean. I cannot say them in Chinese. So some things I'm more confident in Chinese. It's like it depends on what you were kind of doing when learning this language, or how you're immersing, or what what happened with you in this country. Um, so, for example, Matt versus Japan is impeccable when it comes to pronunciation. Do you think only immersion got him to this level? Um, I I think so. You can ask him, right? I think he responds pretty well. He has his community. But when it comes to my understanding, this is the part of it is immersion, and the other part is he calls it cursing. I have a podcast, by the way, on my channel. Cursing, basically, you repeat and listen to yourself, but in the simplest way, how I call it in my method, or how I call it, basically somebody else actually did this name before me. It's called shadowing. You just shadow for like you listen, repeat, listen, repeat, listen, repeat, like this. Oh shit, my mouse doesn't have a battery. Um, let me connect. Because I'm like, hey guys, the live stream is finished, and then my mouse doesn't have battery. I won't be able to close it. So are you planning to get married, bro? Russia Mafia, Security, no DM me. Okay, so what were the first steps you took while learning Japanese? The first step, I got Genki textbooks, and I found a teacher online, and I started taking classes. This is what I did. But what I recommend you to do is kind of do the same. Um, Find a structured program. I used to have my program, but now I'm not promoting it. Not I don't like I will open it with the best teacher and the best program and materials. But the what I recommend you to do, go find some Japanese school all offline first, at least. This will improve your listening so much. After like a couple months, you'll be able to take online classes, learn Japanese only in Japanese. Now I'm learning Japanese in Japanese. It's been like a while since I've been. This is why I'm conversational. I mean, I can understand a lot of stuff. I can hold conversations for hours. Maybe expressing myself in a very simple grammar and language. That's why I'm saying I'm not fluent, but I'm pretty damn good for the hours of learning that I did. What were the first? So I just assumed you were way closer to Europe. Were you exposed to Japanese, Chinese Korean when you live in Vladivostok? You start. I wasn't as much. Vladivostok is also kind of Europe, man. So my exposure was like this. Let me set it straight. I was self-studying out of nowhere. This is what happened at first, but then I went to China. So my exposure was like this. We have just like if you ask a Russian person from Vladivostok, like, do you have exposure? It does not have anything to do with where they are, like what city they're from. There are probably more people speaking good Chinese in Moscow than in Vladivostok. The only exposure I had was just a little bit of cultural exposure. So in Vladivostok, all the cars we have are from most of the cars are from Japan, Japanese cars, right? So we have a lot of Japanese products, good products, especially cars, and some cultural things, right? Um, Another thing is, let's say, Korean, right? So I went my very first school when I was 7 years old, my first grade. I went to a Korean school. It was very expensive school, and I went there. I went to that school only for 1 year and a half. It was really far, and I learned Korean, just like a basics of Korean alphabet. But then, of course, I didn't learn. I learned annyeonghaseyo, like how to say hello, but I couldn't do anything. It didn't. It just I just learned. Oh, this is Korean flag. Oh, this is how you say hello. Oh, this is the alphabet. That's it. Like this basically it, right. So this is what the exposure. When it comes to Chinese, from childhood, like me and my dad, we went to Chinese markets. We had like huge Chinese markets, and my dad would bargain with Chinese people. It was so funny. It was so a lot of in my videos. I kind of I realized like I subconsciously kind of a little bit look like my dad bargaining with Chinese people. This is how he looked to me. It's like the whole street is staring and smiling and laughing, and he just like jokes around, and this is the exposure that I got, you know. And I was like, dude, this is the most interesting cultures. And but then I was more interested in Europe. For like I wanted to go to study at Oxford. It was like kind of my small dream, and I wanted to go to England and America and stuff. But then I started traveling to China. I was like, dude, this is so great. Like I went to Shanghai. It's like, wow. So I got interested in Asia more, and I went to Japan. I got interested more and more in Asia, and then Europe. I completely lost the interest. Um, so do you have some tips for studying Italian language right now? But I'm confused how they used verb. And dude, get a teacher and textbooks, man. Get a teacher and textbooks. This is the best advice I can give you. Really, like because so many of you guys, like I have my app, right, like how to learn, but also inside the app you can find a lot of courses where I tell you how to learn the language. And a lot of things, they work together, right? You use AI to practice speaking, you use textbooks for structure, you use classes for structure, for fundamentals. When I say structure, I say fundamentals. um then use social learning for fluency. Then for fluency and just getting out of your comfort zone and becoming like very fluent and actually very good in speaking the language in real life. Then you use some kind of videos to motivate you. You know, there are a lot of things you should be using. uh in Korea, I don't know what to recommend. I will just recommend I would just recommend anything you want to do here. Just like Google it, you know, like Google, there is like a list of places you can go. I personally like Hanok Village. Hanok Village, like traditional Korean buildings, you know. Hi from Spain, China love, Russia love, um, ignore the haters. I don't really get that many haters, probably because I don't have that many views. You know, as soon as I get a lot of views, I get a lot of haters. If I don't get haters, I don't get views, man. Everybody who gets actual like good views, they get haters. Um, no, they sued me because I went to they were underpaying me. So we had two contracts, and I thought that the second one would be in like this is what they told me that they should be paying me. Then they were underpaying me. They said just 1 month we'll underpay you, or I misunderstood because of my lack of Korean at the time. But then I was quitting the job, and we were like in bed. They didn't wanted to give me documents so that I couldn't prolong my visa in Korea, so I couldn't stay here. And I said, listen, if you talk to me, if you do to me like this, then I'll just go and I'll report you to government agency that you were underpaying me. And I did that, and they just started the war. They just sued me. It was let's say about 4 years ago, maybe like 4 years ago. Yeah, it's been the it's been the worst experience of my life. The whole working at the company and everything related to that, it was the worst experience of my life. The worst. It was the pure hell. But if you can go through this is when a lot of great things started. Actually, back in that then I had 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, 1,200 subscribers. Much love from Bulgaria. Thank you. So that lost you pressure helped you learn Korean faster. Some terms, let's say some terms, like cramming a textbook before. Yeah, it's like you just read what they wrote about you, and you're like, "What is this or what is that?" Or I remember I was like in working already at another company, at a good company actually, um, and I was like at in the subway, like from the phone, like reading this, like so many people, and I'm like next to the to the wall, and like I'm reading this, and like freaking 6 a.m. or some shit. Oh, dude, this is all those times. Like hard times have it, they have its own beauty. This is really hard in the moment, but when you think back about it, you're like, I wouldn't become a person I've already become if it wasn't for that time. Sometimes everything goes great and you get mad about some small thing when driving, for example. And then you're like, dude, remember what you actually had to go through even to get to this point. And you're like, oh, okay, so I have no right to get mad. Um, do you speak Spanish? No, I'm testing Victoria for Spanish to see how it works. Uh, so I don't speak Spanish. So I'm complete zero in Spanish. Hello from Kazakhstan. I was with you from the beginning of your channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, if you say from the beginning, you have to mean that it's when I had 1,200 subscribers. Because otherwise, it's not from the people are like, hey, I watched you from the beginning when you had 30,000 subscribers. I'm like, dude, it's already when I got kind of like, I don't want to like brag here or something, but when I had 30,000 subscribers, I got recognized in Korea already. Like on the street, they're like, "Hey, I'm the guy." I get recognized. Like recently, I get recognized as the most random places, the most freaking random places. And but this is when I already got like some views going on, right? It's not. It's so if you say from the beginning, it should be like the OG content when I was just doing the interviews, street interviews in Chinese about relationships with girls. This is when my channel started with in Harbin. So this was 1,000 subscribers. I doubt that somebody's from that group is here. Have you ever thought of learning Arabic? Yeah, I did, because it's completely different culture and like different universe. So but I just couldn't find my motivation. You have to have a very strong desire and like reason. You have to go to that country. You have to be very interested in doing either business or dating or some kind of, you have to motivate yourself on different levels. There should be some reason why you want to do it. Um, can I learn Japanese in 4 months and be able to speak to the locals when I go to Japan? Depends on what level. You can learn a lot in 4 months, but depends on what level you want to learn it. What do you want to do? You can do a lot, but it also depends what kind of background do you have. Have you learned foreign languages before? If Japanese is your first foreign language, probably in the first 4 months, unless you put in, let's say, 2 to 3 hours a day, like in a very um, um, immersive environment. For example, having Japanese classes and trying to speak only Japanese during Japanese classes, at least after the first month. Well, if you do that, you can probably do a lot. But it's, guys, like fluency takes years, right? Like fluency takes years. I do a lot of promotions. I say like you can reach conversational level in 3 months. In a lot of things I say. It's true. I saw people like this. I saw people reaching advanced level in like 5 months in hardest languages. But this is doable within my system. But you have to work so much for it. Those people, their average was 90 minutes a day, which is it's nuts. 1 hour and a half every single day while having a job, and so you can reach conversational level. You can go on a date in the language, but if you finish Genki 1, Genki 2, and do a lot of immersive stuff, but it depends, right? There are a lot of things you can do, but here's the thing, guys: most people won't be able. Like there are a lot of people I saw, and they just don't do what I say, and I'm like, there are clients that say you need to learn Chinese radicals. They still haven't learned them, and what can I do for them? There is nothing, right? So it depends on you. What method do you use, right? What textbooks do you use? Do you have teachers? Do you Is it your first foreign language? Let's say the perfect case scenario, it's not your first foreign language and you already kind of speak Spanish on like fluent level and you're like English speaker. So your brain is a bit developed for learning a language, which is not the same if it's your first language. Second thing, you use Genki 1, Genki 2, just the simplest textbooks to start with. They're still hard as hell. Don't get me wrong here, right? I'm just saying like it's simple start. Then you watch a lot of anime, and you've been watching anime for years or something like this, right? And then you have this like a little bit of understanding, and then you have a lot of time. You don't work, or you work a little bit, or you just can study for 2 hours a day, right? Or you have a Japanese friend. It's a lot of things, right? So study. I guess watch my other lives where I just talk about the method in detail where I use for just like all languages in general. You'll get a gist of it. But 3 months, 4 months, doable. You can have small conversations in 4 months, 100%. Hola saludos desde Mexico. Victor, do you know Cantonese? No. I realized from watching videos that Chinese people stare quite a lot, like Europe, unlike European countries. I don't think so. I went to Thailand, and when I was speaking Korean, and when I was just like, there are a lot of European staring guys, like a lot of European staring, and stare like as much or even more than Chinese people. I noticed that, and when I was in restaurants and stuff, and people stare like, w- I don't know what kind of, maybe I have this kind of like luck with staring, but it's a lot. I'm a university student. I'm busy from nothing from morning 6 a.m. to tonight 11 p.m. I don't have time to study Chinese. Could you give me some to learn Chinese? Don't learn Chinese if you have this kind of, if you're as busy as that. Don't learn Chinese yet because you'll hate it. Find time. This is the best advice, and then learn Chinese. I love your videos. Thank you so much. Have you ever tried to learn Bosnian? Have a nice day from Bosnia. Cheers, man. No, probably I have never been to Bosnia, so that's probably why. Hola, saludos. Hi from Russia. Sono parlare italiano, speaking English, Spanish, etc. That's cool. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. I have no idea how to read it, dude. Parle Italiano, dude. I can read all the languages you want. I just cannot do, like, I can say shit. Bro, tell me some advice to learn Chinese because I'm busy from not from morning. Yeah, like I said, advice is find time not to be as busy, and then learn. Привет из Астрахани, смотрю Оскарин, спасибо за работу, мечта также солнце, спасибо большое. I'm studying English, Italian, Mandarin, Russian, Korean, Japanese, Israel, Turkey. Dude, please, like Biden said, don't. Don't. Choose one language and then learn another one. Don't be like those fake polyglots who say that they speak 14 languages. And then you open their video, they say three same phrases. Hey, what languages do you speak? Oh no, me too. Like, what languages do you speak? And then the person says, I speak Chinese. And they're like, 你好. It's just like one word. I'm over exaggerating. It's not three phrases, it's six, but it's not very high levels of proficiency in most of those languages, right? There is hope you've been to Moscow. I've been to Moscow, not St. Petersburg yet. Shame. It's a shame. I'm Russian. It's the most beautiful city I heard, but Moscow. I've been to Moscow. I really liked it, but yeah, I want to visit. Do you know many languages? Yes, maybe not many. What do you think about when you're watching something in your target language, but you only understand a few nouns, verbs, but miss the meaning? I think that you need to learn with the textbook, my friend, and the teacher. That's what I think, because I watch a lot of Korean movies and I don't understand sometimes like the streams of like what people say because there are like so many words, and I'm like, uh, I always understand the context and what the whole, but sometimes I don't understand like a sentence, like what the hell was it, and then I know what it is. It's a lack of vocabulary. It's always a lack of vocabulary, always. Oh my gosh, my favorite polyglot. Thank you so much. I've been learning Mandarin for 3 months now. I would say I'm really struggling with speaking. Dude, it's of course you'll be struggling with speaking after only 3 months. Unless you do a lot of things that I say, but it's still like, for example, what do I say to do? There is a Mandarin program that I have, not to do like the advertisement plugging now, but I run an accelerated coaching program for learning Mandarin. And the teachers that are in this program, they taught me um, they teach Chinese only in Chinese from day one with very limited usage of English. Find a teacher who does not use English or don't know English, dude. You'll speak after a month. not 3 months, after a month. Okay, and take as many classes as you can and use textbooks. That's it. Don't thank me for that. Use it for a month. Come back to me. Let me know how it goes. So can I know when are you going to play on my TV again? I really wish to meet you. Um, yeah. So I actually, before going to Harbin, I had the one failed video. Not failed. I just went out and I tried to shoot, but something, I wasn't in the state to shoot videos, and there was some kind of videos like really hot, and I chose like the wrong place. And but then I also, before that, I think I opened on my TV and I was like pressing the button, like press the button, press the button, press the button, next, next. Because for you guys in the video, it looks like, oh, there are so many great people talking to you, dude. If you are like do using Omni TV, there are a lot. The most of the people are weird as hell. They're really weird, and you just press the button, press the button, press. And I also, don't get me wrong, I'm not single, right? But I just don't want to talk to dudes, bro. Like, in it's kind of, there are a lot of like, I just don't want to like stare at a dude, like sometimes I do, like in some videos on my TV specifically, I say, and I just skip, 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 and I skip for like an hour, and I'm like, dude, I have no, I don't see myself, like I don't see myself becoming better as a person in my skill and in how I shoot content, and what I do just by pressing the freaking button. And also, there are so many on my TV creators. I don't want to be like a lot of them. You know, it's a lot of great conversation. I had like a 1 hour conversation with people there, very very highly attractive people, and highly like very interesting and very good conversations. But just want to say, it's not my cup of tea to just like sit there, like press the button all the time. I've been learning. Okay, so Xiaoma call out. No, 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 no. Wasn't calling out Xiaoma. I was calling out another. Xiaoma didn't say that he speaks 14 languages. So um and I don't want to call anybody out. It's just like, it depends on what your goal is. Like, do you want to be like that person or not? Or like the audience that relates to my content, I feel it should be kind of a little bit different from a lot of people who do language videos. But then I check out my stats, I'm like, oh shit. A lot of people watch this person. I'm like, I feel like I should be different, but people are, I guess there are just not as many, that there is not much choice. I put out videos at best like once every 2 weeks. Actually, it's like once a month, once every 3 weeks. You cannot just watch only, like, if somebody likes my videos, for example, the most, they cannot just watch me. Or if you like some other person, cannot just watch them, because there's just like not enough videos. Um, any plans for traveling to some Western countries? Yeah, since I'm Russian, I don't want to go to. I was planning to go to Spain, but I was like, I see this thing happening, and right now, because everybody just there are a lot of people. Let's put it like this. Let me be politically correct. Um, a lot of people with not very high IQ, they just put the government and the people of this country as the same entity. So they view Russians as Russian government or Russian country and its actions. So basically, everything that your country does, you take. I haven't felt any. I haven't felt any kind of. I saw a lot of people traveling around the world, and I've never felt uncomfortable. Um, and nobody just talked to me in a way that I didn't like it. But I just don't want to go to Europe, because I feel like in Europe I'll see people who I don't like, um, or people who will just discriminate, or just I will just get into some conflicts that I don't want to get, because I'm a very I can get angry pretty fast sometimes. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I look at the videos from Europe, and I'm like, there are like scammers, and like they're like attack people. I'm like, I won't be running away from them. I'll be just like trying to fight them and stuff. I don't want to deal with that. Like I don't want to. Like I hear those stories about Italy and like Rome, and being like, and there are like a lot of scammers there and from other countries, and I'm like, this is just, and being in that situation, and you don't know what happens, and then you're Russian also, and man, like I don't want to go there. I'm just thinking too much. I'm just saying that probably, like, after living in Asia for a long time, I feel like Europe and the US are like, they have a lot more conflict, so speaking, and a lot more like weird people who express themselves pretty openly. So if I go to a restaurant, let's say if I get discriminated against, I would be like in some cases I'll be calm about it and like not talking silent, but some other cases where I'm low in sugar, I'll be just like, it wouldn't be the best thing, man. Like it wouldn't be the best performance. Um Weird people also content, somebody said, I had the situation in the Chinese market and it was a negative one, um and it was very interesting to watch, but I choose not to do content about it. I will not put it in my new video, which will come out in like 10 days, because I don't want to build off of the negative energy. I feel like there is like a different feeling when you at war with somebody and when you just trying to like uh, talk about something, but this something is negative, and then your views are because of the negativity of this thing. I feel like this is a little bit um, not a very good feeling. And also, the person made a mistake there. Who knows? Maybe they're the great person, but they made a mistake, and then you took video of them and how they did it wrong, and now everybody talks about it. I feel like this is too much of responsibility. Um, but I'm not saying that Europe countries is bad. I'm just saying that right now political situation is not very good for a Russian tourist to go travel in like Spain or Italy. Although there are a lot of Russians there, I feel like it's just a little bit not that good of a time. But I would love to visit. I also want to see the original country without a lot of immigrants. Like, if it's not that I'm discriminating against immigrants, it's just that I want to see, like, I want to see the original how it looks originally. If I go to France or Spain, I don't want to see like a lot of people from other countries, and on all the streets. Yofeb from Iraq, thank you so much. I just discovered your channel 2 days ago, and the Korean girl and some of your videos, your girlfriend. Смотрю тебя. Кадзу раньше смотрел Лаушу. Привет, как дела? That's true. Виктор, уважение, культура, человек, спасибо. Caliphate, Caliphate of Europe. Yeah, yeah, it's like, how do you say, like, Canada plus India is like Candia or something? Привет, очень приятно твое видео, спасибо. Cooked and now in Japan. I feel like Japan is a little bit more sophisticated than Europe, so they will. Um, I heard that the prime minister of Japan is woman, and one of the first thing she did was to sign some kind of not law. I don't know what she signed, but basically some kind of order to send out the immigrants or something. I visited some European countries and it was dangerous. See, I'm from Russia. I have no idea what kind of in my neighborhood in Vladivostok. There is no neighborhood I cannot go to myself at night. I'm from Russia. I'm not. I'm not saying that Russia is fair. I'm not like pro like government or something like this. I'm just saying that Korea is the same and China is the same. I don't understand this about Europe and US. I've never been to those countries, but I don't understand why can you go to some neighborhood and get attacked there? Like if you have this kind of neighborhood, why can't police just pretend that they're a normal person, go to the neighborhood, get attacked, and just get rid of all people who attack people? That's the question I have. Like, in normal countries, you just have those people just disappearing, going to prisons, but in Europe and Western world, it's like too many of them. I'm like, what's the problem there? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Really, don't understand countries that have neighborhoods where you cannot go to. Like, if I'm a president of the, okay, don't get me started on politics, man. I'm the worst. So, if I am the president of that country, and I'm saying, let's say they have a neighborhood they like I cannot go to, I'll just say, let's spend every single dollar to get rid of the neighborhood. That's the thing. Okay, don't get me started on politics, guys. I know nothing. Um, Вам надо коллабу сделать, Серега Куваем, обменяться подписчиками. А, все менять, он пока не закопался. Which country has better cuisine? Korea, China. Um, Korea. Korea. And I'm on 1 hour mark. Quick shout out. Um, Guys, get my free course on victorytalking.com. Free PDF guide, free course. Subscribe to my newsletter. I share some insights. There is some ads and some like ads from myself, my products, if you don't mind them. But you can also get a lot of insights. Which country has better cuisine? I want to learn Chinese. Watching you from past 1 year, like the videos. Can you give some advice? HSK 1-2 book, and I'm learning. That's good that you're using textbooks already. Get a teacher and take classes with teachers who don't use English as much. This is what we have on our program running. Use textbooks from Beijing University Press. Um, how tall are you? I'm 185 centimeters. Hard if there are millions of them. Great point. Great point. How is that? Yeah, but how? Yeah, but it's like, are there actually millions who would attack somebody on the street if you go to their neighborhood? Maybe, I don't know. I know which country. Maybe like Brazil, something. Brazil. I heard they're like Brazil. There's like a coastline, and then if you go to, it's called favela. If you go to favela, you get attacked. It's crazy. I don't even go. I don't even want to go to the country, man. Like, this is like, how can you sleep there? What if those people, they go to like from um like from that bad neighborhood to a good neighborhood, and they attack somebody? Chinese cuisine about too fat. Yeah, it's a lot of oil and stuff. What's the best way to learn Mandarin? Start in person lesson at university. Recently also doing online lessons 2 times a week. What else should I do? Dude, I not to promote my get into my program. You can subscribe for my newsletter. Go to victortalking.com, get my free guide, free course. If you like it, check out list of programs, check out the description. That's it. First step. And then see for yourself. You can find something similar. You can try mine for at least a month and see how it goes. A huge fan from Brazil. Thank you so much. Keep a good work. Okay, thank you. So-called open societies. It's not that true. Depends whether you have permission to go to favela only. What's your next planning language? Tagalog. I want to, because I go there every time, man. Like, you have to, at some point you have to step up, be like, dude, I don't want to be a foreigner anymore. Сколько денег нужно на поездку на 2 недели в Китай? Depends on where you go. I don't know. How much money do you need? If you mail, it depends on what kind of China you go. If you go to Harbin, Harbin is cheap, right? So, не шокированный, не бомжую, как сказать. I'm learning French in secondary school in the UK. What is the best way to ensure that I can get the best grades in the listening exam? I struggle to. I would just say buy a lot of listening textbooks and go through a lot of tests, and this will and check your answers. This is just like a feedback loop you go through all the time. Виктор, привет. Был когда-нибудь в Большом Камне, close to Владивосток? Да, был в Большом Камне. Как-то в 2000, может быть, 14 давно. Виктор, привет. Был когда-нибудь в Большом... Europe is also getting less safe. Yes. I heard France is getting less and less safe. Croatia is still safe because immigrants are just Asians, not Arabs. Yeah, Asian immigrants are the best, especially Koreans. Chechen is good too. Seoul is so nice. Philippines people. Yeah. All right, guys. So it's been an hour. I enjoy talking to you, and hope that you find some value in what I said. Check out my free course and free guide on victorytalking.com. Check out my app, Victory AI. You can go to victory.com. Oh, sorry, victory.app. And thank you so much. Hope somebody watches it on a repeat. and hope you find some value. Bye bye.